Hey everyone, and welcome to a TechLog training video. In this video we're going to do how to set up your drawings to be compatible to what you wanted and how you want to set it up, and obviously on how to make it a permanent setting, because even if you change something in a drawing, it won't take a permanent effect unless you move it into your environments and make it a permanent property. So let's start off. First of all, let's create a brand new model because this one is already used. What I'm going to do is let's open up sample steel building. Let's open up that one, so double click on it. Let's just see why it doesn't. Okay. Start new. Oh yeah, just choose it and then say create. So new model. So now I'm just going to say no. So what's going to happen is it's going to open up that template for that part, which means it should actually, once you open it, should have views. As you can see, it already created views and the full model. Just wait for it to register. Now we go have full set of items. Now if you open up your docket manager in your drawing tab, see there's nothing. Documents mean it's everything. All files, it's just certain files. All drawings shows you all the drawings, and then you have single, assembly, multi, and GA drawings. Now, let's start off by creating some drawings. Now let's start. There's different ways of creating a drawing. First way is you can actually just click on the item you want to use, say create drawings, choose single, assembly, etc. It's one way, but that will take forever if you have to choose everything. Now, something bothering me. Because I have a black background and this is not my settings, because I wanted to create a brand new template. It doesn't do what I wanted to do. So use it on that part. Copy this, paste, modify, go like that's what I want to see it. Right. So let's start off. Let's create drawings. Now, two ways of doing that. You can either choose create drawings, choose a master drawing catalog, and a property will pop up. You can choose the stored searches, use a drop down, scroll down to rule set wizards, choose rule set wizards, and scroll completely down. You can use either the Sable C alternate landscape only or the Cheetah B landscape only. You choose one of these two. I like to use a Cheetah B landscape, so we can say create drawings from all parts, and it will start to do its numbering completely on this part, so it's now creating drawings. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video until it's complete. That was just weird. Until it is completed, so that we can then work from there. Okay, so it has completed the drawing. So now let's go to our document manager, and once you open it, you'll have a lot of assemblies. Now the problem is they're not universally the same, which means they did not put the universal properties of all of them in the same way. The problem with this is the page sizes will differ. So for instance, if you open up A32, just to show you quickly, if you open up A32, you have this big page, and if you go, I'm going to press key for previous, but you can choose the previous function right there. Then you have this small page, crammed everything, and it doesn't work. It's not a universal standard. The pages is not the same. The client or your boss will complain about this and say that everything should be on the same title block, same way. So this is what we're going to do now. So I'm just going to arrange it. If you choose mark, we'll arrange it from A1 straight down. Now we want it on A2 page size. However, we need to ensure that everything loads that part right there. So let's start off by selecting these 5, so or 4. Sorry, it's 4. If you choose properties, you'll see that it's currently loaded as TS assembly brief. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the name, and I'm going to choose a drop down. And what we want actually is the TS assembly LA2. Now, instead of loading this up every time you do drawings, you saw a long tip probably. Now, if you choose all of them, say modify it to this property, it will take the exact same time it took almost created drawings to recreate them in this concept. Now, if it's a small project, it's not a problem, but as soon as you have a bigger project, it will take you a long time just to get it set up to that. You have to create drawings basically 2 times. Now, the way I'm going to show you now is to create it only the 1 time. So now it's loaded as this. I'm going to highlight this and say Control V to paste it as TS assembly brief L. I'm going to save it. Now what will happen is the layout will automatically paste as an A2 on assembly property and all of the assembly A2. So I'm going to show you what it did. Let's delete these items, these 4. I'm going to delete them. Right. I don't want to delete everything because that will just a long time again. So the next way is I'm going to type in drawing. And this is also a way to create drawings. Now, like I said, you just double click on it. And now I can choose Cheetah B landscape only. This is the one that we used. So I'm going to create from all. And now it's going to create the drawings that I deleted. It's going to recreate them now. And what will happen is now they will all be the same page size automatically. As you can see, previously it was 420 by 297 these. Now they're the same size as the one that I created. If I open it up, it should actually automatically have dimensioned most of the items, as you can see. Unfortunately, you'll have to redo it because it's a complex item. But it detailed it mostly, and you just need to redo it. But the thing is now, it detailed it to a certain amount you want it, and it keeps it on the same page size and same page properties. There we go. This is how you're going to set it up. But now the problem is, as soon as you open up a new project, setting will no longer be in effect. You have to redo it again. Now, the way you have to do this now, how you're going to approach this, is you're going to click your drop down and say Open Model Folder. Now, what will happen is, on my other screen, it will be a Windows file like this. Now, if you go to Attributes, you'll see that you have different settings, but what we want is the standards. Let's see for the correct one, or not the standards. We want, yes, TS Assembly Brief L. This is the one that we changed. You agree? So I'm going to copy this. So I just press Control C to copy, go to this PC, and where you've installed your Tekla, like I said in my previous videos, you have to install it in the correct place, otherwise this will be a very difficult procedure. So I'm going to go to Tekla Structures, I'm going to go to my Tekla I'm using, and under my environments, South Africa, you can now see the previous Teklas you can just throw it under System, but now they've actually changed it so it is more organized, if I can say it like that. It's just more work in the end for everyone. So you have to go into General, you have to look for what you use, Drawing Settings, right? I'll click on it. Now I can just say Control V to paste, and it will automatically replace the two that already was placed right here. Right, so now let's go. We're going to create a brand new Tekla, a brand new model. Cancel that. Cancel. The reason I cancel it is it was still on that one. I want to go on blank. Now I'm going to say create a new model 1. No, I'm not going to save it. The reason I'm not saving it is because we didn't really do anything. We just wanted to set up settings to work as we see fit. Now just remember that this will go for the single parts as well. Just remember that. I'm going to show you how to do the single parts this model right here. So let's start off. We're going to create just quickly create 2 beams. That's all we really need for now. Just wait for it to I have to say yes. Right, so let's start. Steel, use a beam. I'm just going to put in a beam from this point, and the same from midpoint to midpoint right there. And we're just going to add 144 random plate right there. That's all we really need, because now we have a single parts, we have assembly parts. That's all that's really needed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say perform numbering, and we're going to type in drawing. Now, like I said, I'm going to say create all from Cheetah B right now. Now, what will happen is this should allow me to automatically, why didn't it create any drawings? Let's just quickly see all drawings. Oh, it did create. That's weird. Okay. So let's go with at first assembly. So A2, it's already made into the file format, the page size that I wanted. And if I minimize this, yes, it worked. So now we go on to the next part, the single part. Single parts is basically the same method. What you have to do is you have to go check what you want to use in this the item, so profile properties, and again it's going to set to TS profile, so copy this, load up, and you choose this function you want. I like the LA2, and all I have to do is say paste, and I'm going to save this, and again the same with the plate, etc. And you do the same procedure. Open your model folder, go to attributes, just select TS profile, and you copy this to your Tekla structure file. So Tekla structures 2021 environments, South Africa, go to general, choose your drawing settings, and you just paste it, replace whatever it is in there, and there we go. It's a permanent setup item now. So this is how you're going to set up your environment. Now this goes for anything really. This is how you set up your environments for anything, to be honest. You're going to check, for instance, this. If you want to have it to be, for instance, a small y, and it should be B for beam or capital B, or you could say small m even, doesn't matter, and this to be all caps, for instance, and you want to start up with whatever you want to. What will happen is you choose the beam. Let's go with this. Let's go with beam right now. Now currently it's set up like this, so I'm going to say small m, for instance, the B, and capital words beam, and we can choose a color even. Let's make it blue. And everything else is what I want. I can just hit save. Now again, if you open up your model folder, you're going to go to your attributes. Now, I would suggest updating everything you want to update in this regard. Everything you want to update for your environment. And then you can start beam. Here we go. You choose these two. You can copy, you can do whatever you want with it. But you see, go to your Tekla structures 2021, environments, South Africa, and you can go to general again. Now I have to go look where it's applied to. Model settings is where it's applied to. So you'll see that originally there is your original beam. So I'm going to say paste and say replace the two items. There we go. And now it is set up for, as soon as I choose the beam function, no matter if I create a brand new model, it will do this automatically. So this is how you're going to set up your environmental settings, and how you can manipulate it to do what you want it to do. So let's take this in consideration whenever you want to go a lot faster. Load them automatically. All the stuff that you want to do that will usually take a few minutes of your time. You can save hours on your project in a month, for instance. So here we go. This is how you're going to update your model settings.